Hello, we had an incredible 2 weeks in beautiful Italy. Let me share with you how we organized our 2 week itinerary. Our journey began in Tuscany, but we actually flew into Rome because there was a big difference in the airfare. We rented a van and enjoyed a scenic drive from Rome to Tuscany. We stayed in a 7-bedroom villa, which was located right outside the Tuscan town of Cortona. Cortona is a medieval hilltop town which was founded by the Etruscans in the 4th century BC. Its historical medieval charm and culture makes this little town a delight to explore. It's also where the movie Under the Tuscan Sun was filmed. We went to the main square, the Piazza della Repubblica, to have lunch, and we were greeted with such a pleasant surprise. Coincidentally, we were there during the time of their annual parade honoring the town's patron, St. Margaret. Watching this parade was like viewing something out of a storybook. It was so cool. On our second day, we drove for about an hour and a half and began our day exploring the beautiful city of Florence. We had 2 tours scheduled for the day, both which were great. The first one, the Uffizi Gallery Art Museum, where there are tons of collections of priceless artwork. In the afternoon, we did the Skip the Line, Florence Highlights, and David Walking Tour, which we booked through TripAdvisor. It was a guided tour that gave us an in-depth history lesson of the city, and then we toured the Accademia Gallery, where we saw Michelangelo's famous David sculpture, which was humongous. That evening, we dined at the Panorama La Scaletta restaurant, which is located in La Scaletta Hotel. It was a rooftop restaurant with panoramic views of the city. The food was delicious, and paired with the spectacular views made our experience in Florence truly special. And after dinner, when we headed back across the Ponte Vecchio bridge, we literally stumbled across dancing in the streets. What a treat. On day 3, we set out early to explore 2 Tuscan towns, Monteriggioni and Montepulciano. From our villa, the Monteriggioni Castle was about an hour drive. The castle is a medieval fortress located in the province of Siena, Tuscany. It was actually built between 1213 and 1219 by the Sienese to protect their territory from the Florentines. It was so cool to walk along the castle walls, getting a panoramic view of the nearby vineyards and olive groves. When we left the castle, it was another hour drive to Montepulciano for wine tastings. Our first stop was at Icaria Winery, which has beautiful vineyards surrounded by rolling hills, just the perfect Tuscan scenery. We got a lesson on their wine production process, toured their vineyards, and tasted some of their best reds, rosé, and white wines. The German owner, Mr. Rothenberger, welcomed us warmly, and he was so impressed with our group that he gave us his own unique tasting from his exclusive collection as he passionately shared his inspiration behind the wines. After that tasting, we headed up the Piazza Grande in Montepulciano to a Renaissance building where the De Ricci cellar is located. It was pretty cool to go down into the ancient medieval cellar containing stacks of barrels and getting another lesson on their wine process. On day 4, we took a train from a nearby town to head to Rome for the next 2 nights. We stayed at the Relias Trevi Boutique Hotel, which is a nice little hotel about a 5-minute walk away from the famous Trevi Fountain. We spent the afternoon exploring the town before heading to dinner that evening at Antica Pesa, a famous restaurant in Rome known for attracting celebrities from around the globe. We made sure to check out the wall of photographs to see who we could recognize. The next morning, day 5, we headed out for our first tour, which was at Vatican City. The Vatican Museum contains extensive art collections, and we also toured the Sistine Chapel, which is famous for Michelangelo's breathtaking frescoes. That afternoon, our second tour was a skip-the-line guided tour through the famous Roman Colosseum, which also included access to the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. We gained such insight into the Colosseum's construction, its role in ancient Roman society, and it was so amazing to see how this building that is now over 1,900 years old is so well preserved. After our tour, we grabbed a bite to eat and then waited until the sun set so we could get a spectacular view of the Colosseum at night.